Hi, welcome back to my channel. I am Minelli and I am restored. So in today's video, we are going to be having an I am talk and a facial cleansing today. Enjoy. Okay, so as soon as I picked up my hair, I am gonna go in with a cleansing makeup wipe. As you can see, I still have eyeliner, a little bit of makeup, and we're just gonna wipe this off first with a wipey. Once that is somewhat taken off, I am gonna go in with a cleansing water, micellar water, and with some pads, and just put it all over my face. Make sure I'm cleaning it. This is kind of like a step 2 in cleansing my skin. Okay, so this is my makeup wipe. You see, dirty. This is the pads, still dirty, especially around the eyes. And next, I am gonna go in with a toner. Now, tip for a toner, make sure your face is completely dry after you put the toner in. So let's go ahead and go in, put some in a pad and gently rub it all over your face. This is basically like a deep cleanse. I like to make sure it dries off really fast off my nose or my sensitive areas. Okay, and I do like to have just some napkins around just to take the toner off of around my eye, because toner tends to dry skin. That is at least what I have learned with toner. If you have any comments on toner or tips on using a toner on your face, especially sensitive skin or even oily skin, leave them down in the comments. And like I said, I like to have some paper so I can take off a little bit of excess toner off around my face and around my nose. Okay, so after the toner is off, I am gonna go in with, to exfoliate my skin. I did just come back from a trip from Las Vegas, which was extremely hot. Good thing I went prepared. I took all of my creams, sunblock, so I didn't get, so my skin was a little bit prepared for the heat. So basically what this is exfoliating my skin, and it is, I'm just rubbing it off. You rub it until it's a little bit dry, until like your fingers can't really rub anymore. And basically what this is, it's enzymes that help take off your dead skins. So it's been working. I really enjoy it. It's a little messy, to be honest, but I really like this one because it doesn't have like that sandy texture that can rip your skin. All of the items that I am using in my description box, just click where my title is at. Down here, there should be a little arrow pointing down. Click on it, and then a whole context should show up. Alrighty, so you guys are coming with me to my bathroom, where I am going to wash this off with warm water. I'm so sorry. And that is only so that I can open up the pores a little bit. Okay, once I wash that off and cleanse my skin, it does still have to be a little bit wet for this next part. I'm gonna go in with my face cleanser. And since I already did like a exfoliating, I don't want to use my tool. I'm just gonna do this with my hands because like I mentioned, my skin is very sensitive, so I don't want to rub it too much. Once this is going, don't forget your neck, ladies. Wash it off, and I'll see you in the next step. Okay, once we're done washing off our face, I am going to put in a mask. This is by Quebellabath. It is a hydrating mask. I am only using a hydrating mask because, how I mentioned, my skin has been going through a lot lately, especially this past week. Summer's coming along, so any extra moisturizer or recovery is always welcomed. Okay, so this one you can actually leave it on and let your skin absorb it, or you can wash it off. I did put a lot, so I am gonna let my skin absorb as much as it can, and then I'll wash off the excess. If by any chance you do feel like some burning sensation or tingleness, like I feel it very slightly, but if it's like, I can't handle this, make sure to wipe it off, because maybe your skin is very sensitive to an ingredient that it contains. So I let this absorb in my face. I am gonna go ahead and start off with today's real talk. As by the title of my it's all about restoration. Those of you who have been following my YouTube videos, you know how I started off this YouTube video. My YouTube channel was by the I Am series. I had I Am Unique, I Am Not Perfect, which that one I really broke down and let you girls and guys in a little bit deeper into my life and my emotions. Recently I posted I Am Trying. If you guys haven't watched those, just make sure you watch them so you can be a little bit up to date and see the growth that I have had during these last 6 months. I did just start my YouTube this January 2021, and we are almost ending June 2021, so it's been a good 6 months. I have been receiving some DMs from you girls, or even some private text messages aside from you girls, asking me questions, troubles that you girls are going through, struggles, and you girls know that I am more than willing to help you as much as I can. I did study psychology, so I know I have that in my pocket. I do have some books with me, and I do have some news. I am trying to look into schools to continue my education, because in psychology you do have to master it in order for you to be in the field. So I do want to go for that. Yeah. Just pray for me so I can find the great school for it, and that I am well with my budgeting to save up for my master's. So yes, I just had a realization and reflection basically on my life and how far I have come since January on. And I think it's because, one, I was just tired of all the baggage I carried. Like, I just wanted to lay it out already, whether it was on social media, whether it was on going to therapy, whether it was YouTube, my YouTube content, or whether it was privately. I do let you girls in a little, because I know that I'm not the only one out there struggling through this. And I think that was my first step, knowing like, okay, I know I'm not the only one going through this, suffering through depression, suffering through anxiety, suffering through very negative thoughts. So I just need to help somebody out there. And that was how I started my YouTube. Eventually, throughout my videos, I will have a section of real talk and a section where I will give you girls advice or little assignments to do that week, so that way you can help yourself and get better, have a little bit of self-love, self-reflection, self-action, and as well as those around you. But I still believe that you first have to work with yourself, with your imperfections, and the rest will kind of align. The rest of your relationships around, you'll see the change, you'll see the growth, or you'll see where it's like, yeah, that was not a good relationship for me, and now that I am thinking clearer, thinking more happy, trying at least, to cut down those chains, because sometimes a lot of these things were brought on to us, something that we saw when we were little kids, or something that traumatized us through while we were growing up that we maybe didn't know how to deal with then, and now as adults are trying to deal with it and trying to self-reflect, like, whoa, that was crazy what I went through, or that was crazy what I saw or what I heard, or whatever it was. Everybody deals with things different. I am more of an emotional person. I am very connected with my feelings and my heart. But I have learned that I cannot let my emotions control me as well. And that is a big part of my growth, where I would let my emotions get the best of me. Whether I was feeling angry, I was angry the whole day. Like, I held on to it. Whether I was feeling sad or, you know, very fragile, like I couldn't really talk to people. I couldn't see certain things because I'll be jealous. I'll be whatever it was that it was bothering me. And I would carry it for the whole day, sometimes even weeks, sometimes months, sometimes years. I don't know. So yes, that is a big part of my life that I have learned to control, dealing with my emotions. Guess I'm going through puberty, but dealing with my emotions and controlling them. And the second thing that I have noticed is my relationships. I'm just gonna give my first example, and my only example that really matters to me is my marriage. As soon as I started taking care of myself and facing those fears and facing those insecurities and trying to understand where they came from, and also draw a goal, like, okay, do you still want that? How do you want to change that? Or where do you want to be? And let's work through it. Has helped me also with my marriage. One of my biggest things is communication. Like I said, I am an emotional person, so my actions, you know, I speak a lot with my head, I speak a lot with my eyes. I'm surprised I don't have that many wrinkles, because I do use my face a lot to express my emotions. But yes, that's something that I have learned, and I am still learning to communicate well. So because I did invest that time in myself and in my mental health, I am now able to invest that time in my marriage and in those insecurities that I have within my marriage, those imperfections that I have within my marriage. So yeah, that's something that has helped me out a lot. I think I've gotten to know myself well enough where, okay, how am I feeling? How am I doing? How's my mental health? Sometimes I do have to have those social media breaks to get back to my foundations, to the basics. That's what works for me now. I do still go through some anxiety, depression. I haven't felt it in a while. I'm glad to say that. I think it's really because I am trying so hard to try to work on that, because, you know, it's not a way of living either. And I mean, believe me, I understand that it is hard to be there and go through it, but I didn't want to be there my whole life. I am 30 already. I wanted to enjoy my life. I wanted to enjoy my marriage. I want to enjoy my daughter as much as I can. So I know I also had to invest in it. And even going to therapy is you helping yourself, trying to cooperate with yourself, trying to cope with your depression, trying to understand it, or whatever it is that you're going through, whether it's mental health or just physical health. Everybody has different needs, you know. But those are all good things that you're doing. And taking it day by day is another thing. Take it day by day in order for you to feel that restoration. But one of my main things other than me trying to help myself out. That is a big one. You have to be your own like cheerleader, they say, you know. You have to call yourself out. You have to be your own referee as well sometimes. But me personally, how I have mentioned before, faith is big. You know, that is my foundation. And listening to sermons, listening to Christian music, listening to podcasts. Even with my husband, like lately we've been reflecting in our marriage, in ourselves, like our goals, what we've accomplished, what we still need to do it. But we try not to overwhelm ourselves either with what we still want to do. But it's good to set goals in your marriage. It's good to set goals within yourself. But we were recently talking about it, and it's good to also hear from him how much he's seen me grow. And it's good for him to hear from me as his wife how much our trust, or my trust to him, has grown. Our marriage has gone from rock bottom to, you know, the ground, something a little bit more stable. And we're only striving to get higher. You know, sometimes they do say sometimes it's good to hit rock bottom, or there's only one way to go, and which is up. I kind of agree a little bit with that. I feel like you don't have to hit rock bottom in order for you to build that foundation. But for us, that is our way, our journey that we went through. So we had to hit rock bottom to reconstruct our foundation, I guess, and build it from there. Faith. I really enjoy, personally, listening from Pastor Stephen Furtick and his wife Holly Furtick. One, because they give great messages. Like, I have told this to my husband so many times where I'm like, they are anointed by God. And I just always pray for them so they don't fall under, like, I don't know, like pressure, overwhelming, you know, because pastoral families, it's another world, and another type of pressure. It's like wearing a white shirt, and any little stain, they are, boom, called out for. But anyways, that's a whole other video. For the last 3 weeks, I think it was the last 3 weeks, I will post it here or here. I don't know where I will post it. But there was a message by Holly Furtick, and I still have the Bible verse that they used that made me cry. And it was just a realization and a word from God for me. And it was basically in Psalms 126, and I'm going to read it off. But it says, those who go out weeping, carrying seeds to sow, will return with songs of joy, carrying sheaves with them. And it just made me cry so much, because it was just a reflection and a word directly from God to me. Because I mentioned, I've been like just amazed of how far I've come. Literally how far I've come since December. In December, I was already I haven't said this to anyone, I think only one person, which is my best friend. But in December, I didn't think I was gonna see January anymore. It was a very dark depression, and where it led to suicidal thoughts. And only, like I said, only my husband knows this. My daughter somewhat saw, but she's so wise, like she's so smart, she understood. But I literally saw myself, and I still see it, like it's just so real. I was literally like, I was literally putting up my daughter's Christmas tree. Sorry, it's a little bit hard to talk about. But I was putting up my daughter's Christmas tree and thinking that was the last time I was gonna do it. So I just wanted for it to look and be perfect for her and as colorful as can be. I just needed a little break. I think I just cry because, one, I'm an emotional person, but two, it was something so surreal, especially to myself. It's just like a reflection to myself of how deep I was, where I just, how I said, didn't expect to make it past that Christmas. And I just felt like very unworthy then. Like I didn't deserve being a mom. I didn't deserve being like the husband or having the husband that I had. I felt like they needed somebody better without all the baggage, without all the mental health, with all the negative thoughts. But when I saw this Bible verse, it was a bigger reflection to me. And because from January, when I decided to start this YouTube channel, it was for that. So I can feel liberated, because thinking about it 2-3 weeks before I started my first YouTube channel, I was thinking I wasn't gonna make it anymore. And it was a way of me really trying to fight for my life and really trying to see it differently, having a different perspective in life. And years before that thought, like, got me to that thought, my whole childhood, like, I have suffered. And I think that's also something that I realized about myself, that, and even as humans, we do it a lot. We tend to just repeat the negativity that has happened in our life. But I was just so caught up in that negative mindset that it led to that. And it led to nothing else. Like how I said, I didn't have a different perspective in life. But I did work on it, and I'm still working on it. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm getting out of that, hole. But yeah, when I read this Bible verse, it basically said, like, the way I took it was God telling me, like, Minelli, even though you were that low, spiritually, emotionally, physically, in your life, you still were working to try to get better for yourself, for your family, for your daughter, and for him, for God. Like, he's the one I owe everything to. Little that you have within you, just keep on trying every day. Keep on trying every single day, and you'll get a little bit closer to your goal. So that's why I'm saying I am restored, because I have seen progress, and I am taking that as a victory today in my life. And like I mentioned, I have been owing you this I Am series, and I felt and I know that this is a topic that, and even a testimony to anybody out there, that you can be that low in your life and be to where you want to be if you put in the work and if you seek for help, whether it's with somebody whom you trust, whether it's a professional out in the field. Believe me, all those little things really do help. But yeah, everybody goes through struggles, and I'm here trying to help one person out there in the world that somewhat feels the same way. Maybe we're not going through the same thing, but we probably feel the same way. But yeah, and another Bible verse that I do want to reference, and this I actually read it in Mrs. Better Half when I was doing that study, and it is in 2 Corinthians 13:11. I will probably try to put it here, but it says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, rejoice. Strive for full restoration, encourage one another, which is what I'm doing right now. Be of one mind, live in peace, and the God of love and peace will be with you. So that I see it as that's our commandment. That's one of our commandments from God. To work on restoration, encouragement, having a one-minded, like in spirit, and living in peace. I think we all strive for that, living in peace. And the promises God gives us when we work on that is that God's love and peace will be within us, or in your relationship or in your marriage, whatever it is that you're trying to pray for, or whatever it is that you're trying to restore. With me, it was within myself, my mind specifically. And I think going that low in life is what made me realize, like, okay, I need to work on myself first. Because if I went that low, it was because of myself and my environment or my surroundings affecting me, and not my husband could have saved me, not my daughter could have saved me, even though they are the loves of my life. But I know I had to work on myself first. I'm gonna go ahead and end it with the SPF Aveeno sunscreen moisturizing cream. Okay, so this is the end of the video. I really hope you enjoyed this face cleanse and a little bit of my story. Do not be alarmed. I am doing well now. I am happy to say that that I am doing well. And for those of you who are going through these type of thoughts, I will leave a number, a hotline where you can call and try to seek for help down in the description box. So I know it might sound scary. Sometimes that's what stops us in the first place, realizing that we do have that severe problem, or being part of a statistic, or being part of a stigma. But just remember that you're working on yourself. Nobody is gonna work for you more than you can, and nobody's gonna care for you as much as you care for yourself. So I know it might be a little bit scary, but don't be afraid to dial, or even try to DM me if you can, and I'll lead you to a number. If you guys want, I can even be on a call with you while you do try to go get some help. I am here to serve you guys. If you guys do need help when it comes to mental health, leading you to a professional. Like I said, I am not a professional yet. I do only have my bachelor's degree, and I do need a master's in order for me to start counseling. But it will be my goal. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. A big hug to all of you guys who are going through something, and a big hooray, and another big hug for those of you who have gone through battle and come out victorious. But yes, have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your week, of your weekend. Blessings.